This is a short video on the supports available to practice educators involved in placements on the undergraduate programme. A practice educator, or PE, is a qualified dietitian who provides suitable learning opportunities and feedback to a student to enable them to improve their skills over a segment placement. They have 5 main duties: to provide a short and specific reading list to the student, to provide learning opportunities that meet that student's particular learning needs, to give verbal feedback daily and written feedback weekly, to contribute to the assessment form for that particular segment of placement, and to flag any suspected underperformance with the student coordinator. There are supports available for all of these duties on dietitian.ie. So for example, in the placement handbook, you'll find a list of the lecture material covered in advance of placement that can help inform the reading list you recommend to the student. In terms of providing suitable learning opportunities, you can refer to the last assessment form for insight into the progress the student has made and the areas the student needs to focus on. You can also refer to the short guides that support different aspects of learning and teaching. When giving feedback, you can refer to the short guide or video or sample forms that are on the website. When managing the assessment form, you can find a sample completed form, as well as a mapping document and a short guide on assessment forms. And in terms of assessing performance and suspected underperformance, you can use the mapping document that's available. So if we look at dietitian.ie for these supports, we'll see here in terms of the reading list, you'll find this in the placement handbook. So you'll find a list of material covered. Students have notes on these areas from college, and you can direct the students to particular areas so that they can be best prepared for their time with you. In terms of identifying suitable learning opportunities for the student, you can review the last assessment form that was completed in full. Have a quick look, particularly at the areas completed by the last practice educator and the student, to identify the areas that the student most needs to work on. You can also support the students' learning by referring to these short teaching guides so that they can make the most of the learning opportunities you provide. So for example, this short one-page guide on encouraging participation from the student can be used. When providing feedback to the student, you can also refer to the short guide on giving feedback to the student. You can also have a look at this short video on reflection and feedback in clinical practice. And you can have a look at some of the sample forms that are here on the website for phrasing that's used when providing feedback, such as this sample patient case, for example. When contributing to the assessment form, you have a sample assessment form on the website here. So this form is completed and it can give you insights into how to best phrase different types of feedback to ensure that you're giving the student constructive feedback for their next segment of placement. You'll also find a short guide on how to complete the forms here in this section of the website. A very short one-page guide on how to complete the assessment form. And linking in with the final duty, which is to flag any suspected underperformance, here in the assessment tab, you'll find a mapping of proficiencies. So this map tells us when we can expect certain proficiencies at certain times. So it'll let you know when there's nothing to be concerned about and when a review of progress is needed. So you can refer to this and link in with a student coordinator as needed. Finally, there's an overview checklist for practice educators here in the checklist section that outlines your key duties that we've just outlined here in this video, just in this short one-page guide. So those are all of the supports that are available for practice educators. And if you have any questions or any suggestions for further supports and resources that could be developed, please don't hesitate to contact us here in the department. Thanks very much for listening.